Hey leaders, thank you so much again for serving. This week, I really want to focus in on our theme, which is all about more people living real life by passionately following Jesus. And so everything that we do, including like everything with the kids, we want all of that to be reflective of that theme, of that motto. And so everything that we do, make sure we're focusing in on that, because what you're doing is making a huge difference in these kids' lives. You are helping them become disciples of Jesus, and that's huge. And so any questions that you answer, even if they're small, really funny questions about God, it's all for his kingdom, and it means that their gears are turning, right? And so keep it up, guys. You guys are awesome, okay? So this first activity, what you're gonna do this week, we are basically going to go around the circle, whoever's there, whatever, and then they're gonna name something that they're thankful for, but it has to start with the first letter of their name. And so whatever the first letter of their name is, they can start saying something that they're thankful for. So me, I start with T, right? So mine can be like tomatoes or something like that. I don't know. And so whatever they can think of, and then just go around the circle a couple times and see how much they can do that. When you're going around the circle and whatnot doing that, once you have enough kids, have them repeat the things that the person before them was thankful for. And you can keep doing that as a compounding thing to where they're basically repeating all the different thankful things that have already been said. And then they have to come up with a new one, and then the next person has to name all of those things as well, plus a new one, all of that. So it's kind of just a fun thing to do. Okay, this next one, you'll have a what's missing activity page. And basically with this activity page, you'll have a answer key, and then you'll also have pages to give out to the kids. And there are basically 10 different things that are missing from this page that the kids are supposed to try to find. And so see if they can get all of those different things that are missing and whatnot. And it really relates to the Bible story later and basically missing out on what is right in front of you, right? The Bible story is all about the Israelites and coming out of Egypt, and they're starting to miss Egypt for whatever reason, because they miss the slavery. They miss that routine and that comfort that they had. But it's all about God's provision. And so how God is supplying the manna, how he's supplying the water coming out of the rock, all of those things. So those are the things that we really want to focus these kids on, is what is right in front of you? What are the things that God has already blessed you with? And what can you do with those things? And so that's the Bible story. And then after the Bible story, what you're going to do is you're going to have these pieces of paper, and these will all be cut out for you and everything. They'll be waddled up into balls, or if they're not, you can go ahead and waddle them up into balls. You'll give every kid a spoon, okay? And you'll divide everyone up into two teams. So team A over here, team B over here, whatever. And then what they're gonna do is they can only use the spoon to scoop up the different balls that are created from this and bring them back to the bucket that is on their team, okay? Or the area or whatever that's on their team. So once they bring all of those back, these are basically different questions. And with these questions, you'll have a couple of balls in there too that you won't wanna have questions on. They'll just be completely blank. Okay. Now the point of that, which you'll see later, is this game shows us that having more isn't always the best, and because you'll actually deduct points for having balls with no questions on them. Okay. But the ones that do, you'll go back and they'll be able to answer the different questions as they start to unravel those balls. Okay. And so it's a review game. They'll be able to review the whole Bible story doing that. Next activity, super simple. They will have a chain cross, and with this chain cross, they can go ahead and decorate it or color it or whatever they want to do with it. I don't know if the guys will want to do this, but go ahead and offer it. See if they're up for it. But it's all about don't miss out on what you have now. So this can represent something like you have an old bike, and you can use the bike chain for something new, for something good. The bike chain in this purpose would be to make a cross to help us remind us of what Jesus did for us. Okay, and so then you can go ahead and ask them some questions. There is like a question or two on page 5 where all of that comes together. And it's just about like, what are you looking forward to? But are you missing something now? Like what is going on in your life now that you can really celebrate and be focused on, things like that. Okay, this next activity is the memory verse activity. And what you're gonna do with that is you're going to tape a big circle on the floor, okay? You can also use one of the carpets if you have a circle carpet in your room. And what you can do with that is have two different teams, and then these will all be crumpled up or on the floor in the middle of the carpet, okay? And you're going to basically have like other snowballs that the team on the outside will throw at the team on the inside. And if they hit someone on the inside, then the inside person is out, okay? And then they have to stop participating. If the team on the inside is able to, their goal is to put the verse in order as fast as they can without getting hit by one of the snowballs that the person from the outside is throwing in, okay? So you reuse those snowballs, make sure you put them back up first service for the second service so that it's kind of back in the same place and everything. But use the blank ones, okay? Use those blank dodgeballs for that. And then this last one is the prayer activity, and basically you want them to reflect on some things that they need to be content on, okay? And so have them silently reflect on something that they have now that they can learn to be content with instead of having the newest or greatest thing. So it can be like a pair of shoes, some sort of clothing, a toy or a game or something like that, and have them just really pray that they would be content with that, whether they get the new thing or not, you know, whether it's on their Christmas list or whatever. And then also go ahead and take this opportunity to talk about the underprivileged kids, maybe in the city or in the world, people that don't even really get gifts for Christmas, and talk about those kids and be like, hey, did you know that there's kids that don't get any gifts for Christmas because their parents can't afford it, or you know, for whatever reason they live in poverty, that kind of stuff. They just don't get any of the gifts, and so maybe that'll kind of get their gears turning to want to do something to change that. Maybe they'll do like a gift giving for the underprivileged in the city and stuff like that. That's kind of our dream and our hope, is to have the kids really understand that that is a thing, that, you know, there are underprivileged kids in the city, and we can help them too. So that's it for this week, guys. Thank you guys so much for all that you guys do. This week, the secret phrase is simply going to be more people leaving real life by passionately following Jesus. And so tell me some form of that phrase when you see me, and I'll go ahead and add you guys to that gift card list. Thank you guys. See you soon.